Welcome to the Fatherhood Fitness Podcast. I'm your host, Anthony Pluff. Each week, we will cover various topics that dads struggle with in their fitness journey. I'll give you actionable steps that you can apply right away, not only to take back control of your own health, but so you're able to be a better example for your kids too. All right, welcome back in. Today, we are on step 4 of how to take back control of your health. So quick recap. Step 1 was assessment and goal setting. Step 2, creating a personalized fitness plan based off of your goals and your current fitness level. Step 3, implementing a healthy diet. And step 4, today, we're going to be talking about establishing a routine. Now, in fitness and nutrition, consistency is going to be key, right? And so establishing a routine, that fits into your schedule and you're able to stick to it is super important. And so, this could, just involve working out at the same time each day, prepping for the week, lots of different options here. But the important thing is that no matter what you choose, you're staying consistent. And so when we talked about the fitness plan, we talked about the importance of, creating, some structure, some goals based off of, your lifestyle, right? And so if, right now you're struggling to find some free time, doing a 5-day split where you're working out for an hour each time at the gym probably isn't realistic for you, right? If you've got young kids, right, your wife is probably not going to be very happy with you if you're always gone at the gym after, you put in an 8-hour shift at work, right? Sometimes more, right? You never quite get out of work on time, right? And so that's probably not going to be best. And so maybe right now that looks like, 2 20-minute workouts a week, that full body workouts. You're doing a little bit more high intensity training, or, maybe some circuit style training, maybe just resistance bands at home that you can just do in your living room. Maybe it's during, a football game on Saturday or Sunday, right? Maybe it's while you're watching a show with your wife. Sometimes you just have to be creative. But the important thing is that you start something that, you can stick to for a while and stay consistent. Now, why do I say for a while? Now, I used to be under the impression, or I used to believe that, if you can't stick with something forever, you shouldn't do it at all. And, I've changed my mind on that because there are certain phases in life that are going to be busier than others, right? And instead of just completely turning off your fitness at times, think of it as an on and off switch, right? And so instead of turning the switch off, you're just dialing it back a little bit. And so if you're really busy right now, maybe work's hectic, maybe your kids have tons of activity, instead of not working out altogether, you just dial it back a little bit, right? And so if you were working out 3 or 4 days a week, now you're only working out 2 or 3 days a week, right? Maybe you're working out for an hour. Maybe now you only have a half an hour. Maybe now you only have 20 minutes, right? And so just dialing it back a little bit. And the same thing goes with your nutrition, right? Finding consistency is going to be important. And so if you're not somebody who wants to eat, the same meal every single day, that's okay. I don't either. You can meal prep. You can still meal prep. You can still ingredient prep. You can still do these things that are going to help serve you, that are going to help you reach your goals, but it doesn't have to seem so tedious, right? So the more planning and prepping you can do, the more consistent you can be with that, the more likely you're going to see progress, right? And so finding a routine, maybe that's, 1 week, you're cooking a certain meal on a Sunday, Sunday afternoon when everybody's home or something. And then the next week you do the same thing, but you cook something different, right? And so it's not that you're cooking the same food each week, prepping the same ingredients each week. You're just getting in that routine of prepping something, right? Your workout doesn't have to stay the same. Now, we can talk about, what's ideal about progressing in a workout, but the fact that you're just showing up, the fact that you're putting it on your calendar, you're showing up consistently, and you're proving to yourself that, your word means something, that's what's going to lead results. And so consistency, not only in your workouts, but your nutrition, your sleep, all of these things, establishing a routine is what's going to allow you to see results. Now, step 1, once you're identifying your current fitness level, then, we can set some goals and move on to step 2. Step 2, you're creating a personalized fitness plan based off of those goals. Once you've got that fitness plan going, you're starting to make progress, you're building steam, you're building momentum. We're heading on to step 3. We're establishing and implementing a healthy diet, nutritious foods, more often than not. Step 4, we're building that consistency, right? We're creating that momentum. We're establishing a routine. And in the next episode, we're going to talk about step 5, monitoring your progress and adjusting as needed. That concludes this episode of the Fatherhood Fitness Podcast. Thank you for those of you who took time out of your busy schedules to listen. If you have any questions or comments or an idea for a topic for a future episode, please feel free to reach out, and I'd love to hear from you.